Are aliens just like us? A new study says they might be surprisingly familiar. When we imagine alien life, our minds often drift to scenes from sci-fi movies, glowing, tentacled creatures or beings with sleek metallic exoskeletons. Yet, as a new study suggests, alien life, if it exists, might not be as outlandish as we think. Instead, it may share some fundamental characteristics with life here on Earth. But why? What forces shape life across the cosmos? And why would evolution on a distant planet, or even in the depths of interstellar space, follow rules that feel oddly familiar? Let's dive into the science behind these intriguing revelations. What does alien life even mean? Before we start imagining green-skinned beings with oversized eyes, let's pull back and ask, what exactly is life? According to scientists, understanding alien life starts with defining life itself. Life, at its core, is a system capable of storing, processing, and reproducing information. It follows predictable rules, yet it's adaptable enough to evolve in response to its surroundings. Whether we're talking about earthbound cells or hypothetical alien microbes, these fundamental properties are the baseline for what we call life. But here's the catch. While the specific forms of life might differ across the universe, the study suggests that its underlying principles remain universal. Why? Evolution doesn't get to play with unlimited possibilities. It has constraints. The limits of evolution, a cosmic rulebook. Evolution, for all its creativity, isn't a free-for-all. It's more like a puzzle with very specific pieces. The study notes that any life, whether it's on Earth or a distant exoplanet, must overcome certain universal hurdles. Physical laws like thermodynamics impose boundaries on how life can function. For instance, life forms everywhere must avoid the chaos of entropy by processing energy from their environment. They must also store genetic information in a way that ensures small, incremental changes over time. Think DNA or something similar. In short, life has to be efficient, robust, and adaptable, no matter where it's found. These constraints suggest that while evolution is incredibly complex, it tends to arrive at similar solutions across different environments. So, while the details of alien life might differ, the framework might feel strangely familiar. Life's essentials: energy, stability, and complexity. Let's break it down into the essentials. For life to exist and persist, it needs a handful of key ingredients: information storage and transfer. Just like DNA on Earth stores the instructions for all living things, alien life would need a similar system. It might not look like DNA, but the concept, storing information with the ability to reproduce and mutate, is non-negotiable. Energy management. Life must harness external energy sources to fuel itself. Whether it's sunlight, chemical reactions, or something more exotic, this energy must be converted into usable forms to power metabolic processes. Physical boundaries. To protect this delicate system from the chaos of its environment, life likely evolves some kind of physical boundary, like a cell wall or membrane. These barriers not only shield the organism, but also create a controlled environment where complexity can thrive. This foundation sets the stage for the emergence of more sophisticated life forms. And if that sounds familiar, it's because Earth life follows these same principles. The leap to complexity, multicellularity, and parasites. Once life establishes a stable foundation, it often starts to get more complex. On Earth, the leap from single-celled organisms to multicellular ones was a game-changer. Multicellularity allowed for specialization, different cells performing different roles, and paved the way for the incredible diversity of life we see today. But the study also points out an interesting twist. Not all life follows the path of increasing complexity. Simpler organisms, like parasites, often emerge alongside more advanced forms. They're evolutionary opportunists, thriving by exploiting the hard work of others. This dynamic, the researchers argue, might be universal. On any alien world, we're just as likely to find complex, multicellular organisms as we are to find parasitic hitchhikers. Well, could life exist beyond planets? Here's where things get truly mind-bending. While we tend to think of life as being tied to planets, the study suggests that life might not need a planetary home at all. Could microbes or simple organisms survive in interstellar gas clouds, thriving in extreme conditions that would kill most Earth life? It's a tantalizing idea. While it's purely theoretical for now, it challenges our assumptions about where life can exist and what it might look like in such alien environments. Aliens. Familiar yet wildly different. While the basic building blocks of life might follow universal patterns, the outward appearance of alien organisms could be wildly diverse. Imagine creatures with translucent bodies that shimmer in the light of a distant star, or beings with limbs that double as energy-absorbing antennae. The study emphasizes that while cellular structures might be a common thread, the external forms and functions of alien life could stretch the boundaries of human imagination. What about artificial life? There's one curveball the study doesn't address: artificial evolution. As humans, we're on the brink of creating virtual or synthetic life forms in controlled environments. These creations might not fit the traditional definition of life, but they could redefine what it means to be alive. Could alien civilizations have already taken this step, abandoning biological forms for artificial ones? It's a question that pushes the boundaries of the debate, and one we may not be ready to answer just yet. Reflections, humor, and the bigger picture. As the transcript wraps up, it takes a moment to step back from the science and reflect on the broader implications. What does it mean to search for life beyond Earth? Are we driven by curiosity, or are we simply searching for a mirror, a reflection of ourselves in the vastness of the cosmos? The discussion is sprinkled with humor and skepticism, reminding us that while science can guide us, it can't always answer the deeper philosophical questions. In the end, the study leaves us with a tantalizing thought. Alien life, if it's out there, might not be so alien after all. It might share the same principles, constraints, and struggles as life here on Earth. And yet, within those familiar rules, there's endless room for creativity, diversity, and wonder. Whether we're gazing through a telescope or programming artificial life in a lab, one thing is certain: the universe still has plenty of surprises in store.